Greetings and salutations. Wanted to tell my friends of the podcast here about our support from the brothers at Barossa Transport. You can check them out at barossatransport.com. Now listen, Barossa Transport offers a comprehensive service for all your transportation and property needs, including vehicle transport, heavy equipment hauling, you need your property cleaned up, material delivery, whatever it is, their dedicated team ensures reliable and efficient service. So, there's any solution you need tailored to your specific project requirements, Barossa Transport's got you covered. They can deliver your gravel if you got a road you need to cover, you need a water delivery, you need some debris hauled off, some branches, some heavy equipment moved around, dust maintenance and mitigation is coming up here in the summertime. All of it, roll-off dumpsters, scrap metal recycling, trailer and vehicle transportation. I'm just going to stop right there because the list goes on and on. But you can call Barossa Transport now at 707-358-2859 for a free quote and have Barossa Transport transport your stuff today. Also going to tell you about Thompson Construction. Big shout out to Kyle at Thompson Construction. Hey, I've been wearing the hat all day. And listen, you got excavating and grading needs, general engineering contractor based in Ukiah. You need some septic work done, any of that kind of stuff. Because trust me, this work is hard to find. The specialized septic system installation and repairs is hard to find in Ukiah. You need pond construction, agricultural stuff done. You want to line a pond, keep it from losing water in those hot summer days. You need a retaining wall, hiding, hillside grading, drainage systems, any of that stuff. Listen, this is OQ certified for PG&E, excavating and backfill. You need a swimming pool, fuel management, demolition. Again, what can't Kyle at Thompson Construction do? So, Thompson Construction, they love what they do, and they take the utmost pride in their work and customer satisfaction. With great attention to detail, no job is too big or too small for some of you out there, okay? So don't be shy that your job's too small. Just give them a call today at 707-391-7679. Oh my gosh, Carter, I'm so excited.
What are you excited for?
I don't want to hear that there's nothing to do in Ukiah anymore, because that's all I hear is blah, 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 nothing to do in Ukiah, because the Thirsty Axe on June 13th, 2025 is having, dun-dun-dun-dun, drum roll, I don't know, that didn't sound like a drum roll, but midget wrestling, bro. Your boy will be front row. I'm going to be body slamming, flinging midgets up into the upper deck. So come through. Tickets are going fast, and I'm really excited about it. So come have a drink with me. Come hang out with the boys from Like It or Not.
That's right.
And June 13th down at the Thirsty Axe. But if that's not your bag, check out the other things they got going on at thirstyaxe.com. They have all kinds of different trivia. You can get up and sing a song in front of your friends on a karaoke night, play some pool, drink some beers, throw axes at the ceiling. It's all fun down at Thirsty Axe. So check it out, thirstyaxe.com. Yo, I like to keep it clean, and the way I do that, every 2 weeks I go down to Pure Blend's Barbershop and get faded. Listen, voted best barbershop in Lake and Mendocino counties. That's a thrice piece, 3 years in a row, right? 3-piece in a soda. Every year they're the best, and that's saying a lot because there's quite a few options out there when it comes to getting your hair cut, but no options are as good as the ones at Pure Blend's Barbershop. So go see your boys. You got to call for an appointment because they be getting booked. 707-472-6097, Pure Blend's Barbershop. DC Customs.
Customs.
Sounds like something out of a comic book, but that's what your vehicle looks like when these guys are done. It's really, really cool, man. I'd be sharing all of their cool stuff they do on Instagram. So listen, DC Customs, whether you want to get new tires, rims, slam it, jack it up high, run it through some sand, whatever you want to do, these guys can make it happen and make it look cool in the process. If you want to check out what they can do, go to dccustoms.net or call them today at 707-463-2227 and customize your vehicle today. Really excited to announce a new sponsor, Cali Mobile Detailing. Oh my gosh, you guys. listen, this is a local Ukiah-based small business with a passion to provide an exceptional detail service, whether you're in Mendocino or Sonoma County. And when I say exceptional, I mean it. He detailed Carter's mom's car, and that thing looks absolutely brand new. It's unbelievable. So like he can do the inside of it, right? And do it super professional, interior carpet, seat extraction, steam cleaning, all those tight spots that you can't get with your fat knuckles. He can do it, okay? And he'll do it with a professional grade leather vinyl plastic conditioner that'll bring everything back to life. Or if your exterior is busted like mine, you can go through it, hand wash it, clean all the wheels, get the tar off of things, he calls it like a clay bar treatment, which removes the contaminants embedded in the coat, in the paint. It's crazy. So listen, you got the foggy headlights, they can take care of that too. I know you got like a 1999 Honda Accord over there, and those headlights, rubbing Coca-Cola on them isn't going to keep working. So this guy can do it for you. Get that fog out of there so you can shine bright like a diamond. Paint correction too. If you got some scratches, let's get rid of those. So listen, here's the catch. You got to mention you heard about him, through the Like It or Not podcast, and you'll receive $50 off the works package, baby. That's it. Pickles and onions. So remember to mention Like It or Not for your next detail. So you can find them on IG. That's Instagram for you boomers out there at Cali_mobile_detailing and DM him, or just give him a call at 707-510-7373 and ask for Nick. Again, 707-510-7373.
My name is Carter Lane.
I'm Drew Nickel.
Welcome to the show. Oh my God. I think you have a problem, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
What the fuck is going on with these silly gooses out in the world today?
Boy,
Folks?
dude, it must be getting hot in June.
Wow. Summertime, things are heating up, bro.
Yeah, dude. First Elon, now LA.
Dude.
What is going on?
What is happening? Oh my God. It must be Pride Month.
First of all, let's do some
Housekeeping.
Yeah, let's do some housekeeping. Thank you for liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's Like It or Not podcast.
Housekeeping.
Stop it, dude, over there. I'm trying to do stuff over here. You're messing up my Mojo Flow show. Faux show. And stop.
You want me to fluff your pillow?
Oh, my God. Dude. All right, go ahead. You tell them then. No, go ahead.
So anyways, we have a bunch of new subscribers. So thank you very much for doing that. Don't forget to go on to any of the podcast platforms, the audio platforms, and leave us a review, leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star rating, as Drew likes to say.
And also, by popular demand...
Oh, bro.
We now have a hotline. You can call in 707-234.
Well, I don't know. Wait. Don't give them I don't know about this idea.
Dude,
yet.
Stop talking. It's my turn.
What?
707-234.
Blah, 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 blah. No, go ahead. Tell them.
707-234-8926. This is where you can call in and leave us a message. Let us know what you think of what we're talking about. If you think there's certain guests we should have on. If you want to be a guest or you just got something to say, call in and let us know. And we might even play you on the show.
234-8926. 707 is the area code. As always, coming to you live and direct from Ukiah, California.
You don't want to see my hands where my hip be at.
And it's
707.
wonderful days here in the Wild Wild West, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is indeed where we live.
That's
dude.
where we live.
Okay.
But you know what? It's beautiful right now in this county.
Yeah, we had a great show with Top Shelf on Sunday in the park.
First.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear the good news or the bad news? You're going to get both, but the good news... Drew, tell them.
The good news is our community is amazing.
Yeah,
and we live in a wonderful place. Even though we give Ukiah a hard time just because we want to see it get better, not worse, doesn't mean we don't love this place. And there's no better place to really feel the vibes of Ukiah community than Sunday in the Park.
Dude.
Which we had the honor of being the first band to play the first show of the 2025 concert series,
That's
Sunday in
right.
the Park.
What an amazing time that was.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
The Expendables were there.
One of the greatest things why I love being a part of Sundays in the Park so much is towards the end of the night when the band's going to go off the stage, I have to kind of go back there and get ready to like either go out there and ask the people if they want them for an encore or say, the ending things as an MC of the event. And one of my favorite things is to go up there and it's like 8:00 at night on a Sunday night in the summertime and it's still bright outside and just look out at the crowd of thousands of people. There were probably close to 4,000 or 5,000.
It had to be 5,000. It
don't
was
have
wall to
the-
wall, front to back.
I don't have the statistics yet, but I think it was about 5,000. It was a large one.
How do they know?
was the largest.
Is there like a census?
There's a cell phone data that we tap into
Oh, dude. Wow.
to get the actual numbers.
We got 5,000 pings off of the fucking southwestern tower.
You can set a geofence around the park and set it from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. how many people stayed in the park for more than 10 minutes.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
anybody with a cell phone pings, so you get a pretty accurate number.
Pretty dope.
So anyways, I
a
like
little
standing
creepy.
up there and looking out at the community, and always there's a few hundred people in the dance floor in the front row there, and they're having such a great time, dude. And it's a Sunday night, and nobody's caring about going to work on Monday. Nobody's thinking about the craziness of the world. It's like this moment where everybody comes, and there's tons of different people there. This time, I loved seeing all the young adults that were there. Like the dance floor was packed with mostly young adults, and I was just like, "Yes, dude, this is so cool." First ever mosh pit at Sundays in the Park. Like it or not, folks.
I bet there was a lot of blue hairs really excited about that.
But you know what? The blue hairs had their turn listening to boogie woogie and classical piano music, right?
Yeah, back when Spencer was booking shows.
Yeah, and that's great, and that's fine, and I would love to provide some of that music too. And also, let's give the teens and young adults in this community who have nowhere else to go for all ages live music an opportunity to experience something like that for us was life-changing several different times.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? So it's so cool, and we have so much support here for our band, not only for our band but for Sundays in the Park, and it's absolutely amazing. It was such a fun night.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kaya.
Yeah.
It was epic, and it was beautiful weather. It wasn't too hot, so that was really nice.
Yeah, thank you to the city of Ukiah, dude. Those dudes work behind the scenes to make all that stuff happen. All the young adults that work for the city of Ukiah during the summertime and all that stuff, they're all there pulling the fences and parking and helping in so many different ways. So they're all amazing. And
Yeah, Joseph. This is like early, which is cool, but
this is when we were playing.
Yeah, this is when we were playing, so not a bad crowd. Is this Instagram? Yeah. Can you go to the Expendables?
Or Ukiah Rec, they posted a bunch of stuff too.
What's the one? Where's the one with the Expendables taking a selfie?
That's this one.
Is that here?
Yeah, they got that one. I think if you click.
Oh yeah, right there. That. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Woo.
So cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
There you go.
Jamming out. There's us.
Yeah, we got to get Corey a little wardrobe.
What do you mean, dude?
I don't know, dude. We got to work on that a little bit.
Maybe Corey and Phil, huh? Take them shopping?
Yeah, doctor. I mean,
Mr. Goldie over there?
Goldie.
Yeah.
The band teacher. The Pomalita band teacher is our saxophone player.
Yeah.
Mr. Goldie.
Yeah, he was.
And then Chad Gooden from Banners and Signs. If you want to promote some local businesses, he plays bass.
Yeah.
Drew Nickel on drums, your local realtor extraordinaire and all around nice guy. Why are you laughing? Dude, what are you laughing back there behind the cameras, dude? Oh, fuck you guys, man, dude, all right? They just laughed.
Oh, my God, dude.
We got Corey Ross, who's now the head manager and running the new Sherwin-Williams paint store.
He's the regional sales rep.
Regional super sales rep.
So if anybody needs paint,
Yep.
for their projects that
Yeah.
you might need, after you call Kyle to do your Kyle Thompson at Thompson Construction. And
Dude, love Kyle too. He does
he does
great
your
work.
house, dude. You might need some paint. You can call Corey Ross. He works for Sherman-Williams. And then we have our local person experiencing homelessness that we're helping out of the kindness of our heart. His name is Gabriel Winter, and he plays the keyboards, actually. We saw him in Oakland. This is where he lives. He was busking on the side of the road
with a very small dog
with a very small dog.
that
and
turned out to be a cat on a
some
leash.
naughty dreadlocks. So we made him shave his head and get cleaned up, and now he plays keyboards for us.
Yeah, so there you go. Anyways,
That's our band.
more
Go to
than
the
you
next
wanted
one.
to hear. What else you got? Yeah.
Is that it? Oh, that's it.
Okay, that is it.
Anyways, very, very fun. And I'm actually like, those are really good pictures too, right there. Look at Phil.
Dude, that is the coolest Phil ever looked.
That is the coolest he's ever looked. Yes, that's the Pomolita band teacher right there.
Yeah.
I love that picture too. Look at those little kitties having fun. Everybody's enjoying themselves.
And there's one of me, sort of. It's my neck.
Where?
Right there. That's my neck.
Oh, hey!
I know. These are the kind of pictures I get.
What a neck.
Go
It's
to
hard being a drummer, dude.
Go to Carter's. Let's go to Carter's. Go ahead. Go back to Carter. No, other way. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, one more. Oh, there's Carter. Oh, nice. Now go to mine. Go ahead. Oh, wait. Go back. You missed it. There's mine. Sick, dude. I think my neck's shrinking, though, so I'm happy about that.
Hey, you look good in that picture, bro.
Thanks, dude. Hat on sideways like I'm 15.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's great. There's a good one of Corey.
What's
you look
that?
buff. You look buff. Is
Yeah, that's a
JJ
shoulder.
saying.
That's a buff shoulder. Thanks, JJ. You're making up for that last laughing comment. All right, what else? Let's go through them all. Why not, huh? There you go. Pack this
Jeff.
bowl for two, Jeff. There you go. Dad and daughter. Some
Raul.
shredding. Raul. Okay. I think that guy,
You know
wonder
what
that guy
was-
was mean to me. I called him
go back.
Raphael.
Did you?
Oops. No wonder he wasn't down to have a combo.
So this kid right here, with
Oh, yeah.
with the holding the baby,
Yeah.
he's a drummer who played in Freaking It. Remember that band, Freaking It, that we had at the youth action party, and we kind of mentored him up a little bit and helped him play and stuff.
They were like punk?
Yeah, and this kid brought his kid and his woman or whatever, and
You know, zoom in
Came
on
to the
them.
show.
See how stoked they are? You know why they're that stoked? See those drumsticks they're holding?
you gave it to him.
I gave them to that little kid.
Oh,
See, I am a nice
dude,
guy.
You are a nice guy, really.
I gave him my sticks, and he was so happy.
Oh, that's
Just
great. dude.
inspiring the
Those are
youth.
top shelf drumsticks right there.
Yep, they're beat up.
Yeah, so that was cool.
All right, well, that was good. Oh, there's Corey. He
There's
doesn't look
Corey.
He doesn't look too
What's
bad,
wrong with
though.
his wardrobe?
No, he
dude?
looks
It's
good.
all
though.
right.
It's just a lot of real estate between the shorts and the shoes. Like a lot of white leg.
Okay. You want to see a lot of white leg? Watch our last episode, ladies and gentlemen, where Drew had his boxers hanging out the whole time. What are you talking about, dude?
With my
Fucking short shorts,
with
dude,
my
over here.
thick thighs. I gotta show it off every once in a while.
Holy shit, dude. Okay, so this chick had this sign, play, take a ticket, and the band doesn't, it was one of their old songs that they never play.
Yeah.
It'd be like somebody asking us to play some old ass shit that nobody knows
Yeah,
anymore.
play American Taxi.
Yes. And they talked about it when they came off stage. They huddled up and talked about it really quick and went on stage and played this song for this chick.
That's
And
cool.
made her freaking year. It was awesome, dude.
Ticket.
Great band, great times. Next time is gonna be Tennessee, East Tennessee bluegrass, dude.
That'll be awesome.
Poe Ramblin' Boys. They're legit sick. They're super fun, dude. I can't wait.
Cool.
Yeah, that one's gonna be cool. So thank you again, Ukiah. You guys are amazing, and we always totally appreciate all of the support and all the love that you guys have for us
Yeah.
over all the years. It's a great thing.
Well, now I don't want to talk about all the dark, terrible stuff. I'm all uplifted.
What else are you
We're
uplifted
just
about?
gonna bring them up to bring them down.
Well, it's like it or not, and we provide a little something for
A
everybody.
little bit
so
of both sides of the
people that are
coin.
bored hearing us talk about music love hearing us talk about politics.
They do? Okay, let's talk about
Well,
it.
I mean, we have some listeners.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we must be appealing to some people. Okay, so we want to talk about Elon and Trump or the riots?
Well, I wanted to talk about the riots, but JJ wants us to talk about Elon, Tesla boy.
All right.
So has Elon fully redeemed himself finally?
In the eye of the left?
In the eye of the left, is my car now safe to park in the Walmart parking lot?
I don't know,
Or
dude.
what?
I don't know, bro.
Dude,
He's firing back.
now they want to be friends again. I mean, how quickly did that escalate, huh?
Yeah, well, you think about it. You have two of the most like outspoken people in the world on their platforms.
You have the richest
You know
man
what I
in the
mean?
world and the most powerful man in the world.
Right.
And they're like either.
Right. It's like in those
Can you imagine the egos in that? Those guys.
it's like in
carry?
one of those terrible Marvel movies where like Captain America and Iron Man get all pissed at each other for an episode or whatever, and then they're friends again.
Yeah. Can you show Elon a picture of Elon with his black eye?
Oh, he's got a black eye.
Yeah.
Doing too much jujitsu
Well, the rumor is, he got in a fight
with Trump.
with no, like the head of the Treasury or something, and and then the rumor is Elon like speared him, like tackled him, and then the Treasury guy whatever punched him in the eye, and then Trump was like, "All right, this shit's out of control. Elon's off the list." So
And then Trump said, "Hey, Elon's did a great job, and
what do you
thank
see,
so
Stephen
much, and
Miller?
see you later."
Is that who they got in a fight with? Yeah. Who is that? That bald guy? Yeah. That guy's a little jerk
He
face.
looks like a little jerky.
He's a weasel, but
he looks like a Frenchman.
he like comes up and tells you what time it is. Okay, so now go to 7. Go back to Instagram. This is crazy. I'm going to take you down a little. Since this Elon thing's been talked about, let's look at it from a different angle. Okay, like it or not, we want to bring you a little something different.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to log in every time, dude. Oh, bro.
Oh, you got some slow ass shit, Donald.
I know. Just go ahead and stay in there, dude.
Oh,
You know what I
damn,
mean?
And the security code too.
Oh.
Okay, so Trump and Elon have a feud going on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's long in the tooth. I think it's short lived.
Yeah, but you can't say stuff like you're in the Epstein files and then like just feel like it's gonna be fine the next day. Like that's pretty much.
But Trump says off the wall shit all the time too. That's what I mean. And like, you got both of these guys that just say whatever fucking comes across their mind into a fucking platform that goes out into the world, and they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Maybe like take a lap around the block once or twice before you press send on the tweet. Both of you two.
or a
jackasses.
breath. Take a breath, Trump.
And you do 10 push-ups, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Trump probably ain't doing no push-ups.
Go for a little walk, dude.
maybe some air squats or something. Okay, go
Dude,
to
center yourself.
I bring this guy up all the time, but bring up 5-headed angel. This is a guy that claims he's like,
Oh, not the fucking.
come on, dude, the Illuminati guy, dude.
God, this fucking guy.
Come on. All right, now go down. All right, go back. You just be getting jumpy. So go down. All right, so
Will Elon be arrested?
not that one. Yeah, play that one.
Oh Lord.
The current feud between Tesla Boy and the president, and I'm going to tell you what I know and how this is going to shake out. This is such proof that Tesla Boy is on drugs, irretrievably so. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, but now I can because the story's broken. Do you think Facebook Boy is building the biggest private bunker in the history of the South Pacific to protect himself from you?
Joseph.
Delusional. The peasants aren't getting across the ocean to Hawaii. It's the American government he's insulating himself from. It's other governments he's insulating himself from. He was threatened twice by the current president. He takes that shit seriously because that's how he rolls. He's learning to hunt his own game. He's creating a private army. Why? Because he's smart and he knows.
With
he'll
AI
go up against
pictures?
a man like the current president. Tesla Boy is dooming himself. The first thing that's going to happen is the president is going to demand a public apology. If he doesn't get that, the second thing that's going to happen is they will cut off funding to all of Tesla Boy's corporations. Make no mistake, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, they exist because of the federal government and subsidies. The president will shut those off. That's the second thing that will happen. The third thing that'll happen is some kind of federal raid in some capacity. There's no way that a guy like Tesla Boy, no way he's getting away with this. The fourth thing that
Oh
happens
boy,
is
I don't like.
deportation or
Get this
arrest by
guy
the
out of
government.
here.
All right, one
The
more.
real fucking
Oh God,
Come on, go one more. Okay,
this
not
guy's a
one.
buffoon.
Top right hand corner. Yeah.
The information that I posted yesterday was absolutely accurate, and it's been verified today by the president himself. The president is privately accusing him of being a drug addict. Okay?
God.
Watch this. Tell me what you think. So this is at the inauguration of the president. He's in front of thousands of people. There are cameras pointed at everybody, and he's literally on his own fucking planet. Search this shit online. It's everywhere, and this is not a singular incident. This guy's on drugs. You don't threaten the most powerful man on the planet with exposing them for any type of criminal activity, especially the worst
Huh?
a person can be.
Elon's on ketamine, dude.
off.
He's just got to harrow him in a big old bag of that
Oh,
pixie
Jesus.
dust, dude.
Okay, we're done with this guy. This guy's a fucking buffoon, dude.
Yeah, whatever, dude. You don't have to believe it, but something weird's going on.
This is what you're filling your brain with, Drew.
This and much other really good stuff, dude. I got more. And
No,
more. We
dude.
go
no,
on forever,
we don't.
dude.
We need to have an intervention at this point. It's
But-
gotten to the point.
I think
where
you're
you're
mi-
watching Five-Headed Death Angel fucking talk about
No.
Elon being on drugs.
I just think you're missing the point, which is that you don't have to keep scrolling on this unless you want to, but is that Elon's the richest man in the world because the government not subsidies, but the government contracts that buy all of his stuff. Like
Sure.
Starlink, like you imagine the military, implications of having Starlink and what that's like, those contracts.
Totally, I get it.
So, I mean, what, like you said, like, oh, it's a little spat because I think Elon's going to quickly realize when he comes down off that ketamine bump, like, oh, dude, I just did what to my biggest client, dude? Ooh, I got a little drunk at the Christmas party.
The dude
and
that
said some
wouldn't-
shit I shouldn't have said, dude.
The dude that wouldn't even inhale the pot on Joe Rogan's fucking podcast is on ketamine. No, dude.
What? You see all his, you
He's
saw
just
his eyes, bro.
He's just an autistic nerd, bro. That guy's never done any drugs in his life. I don't.
Maybe, baby. It's
I
got
don't know,
a lot of
dude.
pressure, dude.
That's like Blaze One calling fucking Michael Franti a heroin addict, dude. That's fucking
hey,
ridiculous,
dude, he could have been, back then.
Oh no, dude.
I know, but now we got these riots kicking off, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So first, what I want to say about this is like half of me is very compassionate and like people are gonna get hurt and people are fucking getting to get separated from their families and there's all sorts of stuff that sucks for the human aspect of it, right? Like I feel for those people and the people who are getting separated and the kids and all that stuff. I feel for them. Also, like I grew up here in Ukiah. My family's had vineyards. I had a lot of exposure, especially when I was younger and in my early adulthood, to a lot of migrant workers, right? And these were guys that would either come up for a period of time, or guys that would relocate to this area to work seasonally in agriculture, right? In the vineyards. And they were mostly like really hardworking men. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Some of their wives, even, hardworking women. There was also some kids out there, whatever. I don't know who was legal, who wasn't here legal. So for me, like, there has to be a priority list of who we want to get the fuck out of this country. And to me, those hardworking dudes would be at the bottom of that list. Right?
Sure.
I also have personal experience with this huge fentanyl crisis and have known several people who have died from fentanyl, right? And we know it's a known fact, right? That the cartels from Mexico are bringing fentanyl in and they are to blame for the fentanyl crisis. Mm-hmm. Them and the fucking Sacklers that started the opioid crisis to get everybody hooked on opioids in the first place. But the fentanyl is from the cartels, right? So for me, the hardworking Mexicans that want to come in here and work really hard and, live a better life are lower on the list of people to fucking get the fuck out of this country, right? We should start with the dudes that are bringing in the fentanyl, right? I think that in the middle of getting to the higher people on the list of priorities, there's going to be some of those people in the middle that get out of here. And like for me, my stance on it is like, if you like, it's a crime to come in and be here illegally, right? No matter what,
Correct.
it's a crime. It would be similar to like if I started driving a car at 13 and just never got a license, never, paid insurance or anything like that, and I get pulled, and I've never gotten pulled over or caught, and I get pulled over at 40, and they're like, hey, you don't have a license, like, you got to do this stuff. And I'm like, well, I've been driving for fucking 20 years. What do you mean? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah. Or
I broke the law to begin with and just haven't gotten caught for it yet.
or if you showed up to any country, like you went to Italy and just skipped customs and showed up in the country and decided you were going to live there, and they're like, no, you're not allowed to be here.
Right.
You remember when we went to Italy and we visited our friend? He couldn't work. And
Yeah.
He said, why? Because it was against the law in Italy for people to go over there and work.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's laws and rules in place.
in every single fucking country, that's the rule. So
So
there's
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've just let anybody who the fuck, we're not keeping tabs on anybody, just free and open borders to just come on the fuck in.
who's we? Not me and you.
No.
So who's
our fucking last
there? You go.
senile emperor.
The emperor with no clothes. Tide went out.
Yeah, the dude who obviously
previous
has been sick for a long
administration.
time. The previous administration let everybody in.
Yeah.
And this administration's like, hold on a second. The majority of the American people have voted for me, and one of my main things is like, I'm going to close down the border and fucking get the riff-raff out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So then that starts to happen,
Yep.
right? And now people are rioting, and it's fucking super ultra political, and there's crazy shit happening, and they're burning American flags and rioting, and there's probably peaceful protests mixed in there, but all we're hearing about is the fucking rioting, right?
Yeah. A peaceful protest does not involve throwing bricks. That's a riot.
Or lighting fucking cars on fire, or burning fucking American flags, or like whatever, and like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
All right. So let's unpack this, because there's a lot in what you just said.
Right.
All right. And like you put it out there. Now I'd like to take that section by section. And I think the first thing is this. Okay. Over the last 4 years, they let millions and millions of people into this country, of which we don't know who they were. Many of them were good people. Many of them were not.
Right.
Right. So now we don't know who's here.
And wait, just before, isn't Mexico mostly ran by the cartels anyways?
Correct.
Like politically, like in the government, like kind of bows down to the cartels.
Let's
right?
we'll talk about Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a lot to say about Mexico too.
Drew
let's
loves Mexico.
fucking love it. So you got to ask yourself, why did they let people in? And I think that over the last 4 years, they let all these people in, and I think there's two main reasons. There's an A side and a B side, like your favorite record. Okay. The first side is this. A majority of the country is moving out of blue cities and into red states and other places.
Yes.
So what you happen is you have the base for a lot of these blue cities that are now shitholes, right? And horrible, tough places
LA,
to live.
San Francisco,
Seattle, New York, Chicago,
Right.
Baltimore. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're leaving. So what happens when the way our government works is you have representatives in Congress and in the Senate and in the House specifically based on how many people you have in your area.
Yeah.
When they do a census, Trump tried to put on the census that you had to say and count a person if they were a citizen or not. There would have been a box on your census form. You would have checked to say, I'm here and I'm a citizen. Okay, well, the Democrats got that removed. So what they do is they take a census of how many people are here, but we don't know who those people are. We just know the amount. So as you have people fleeing these cities, Part of the reason why these borders are open is they're attempting to fill the cities back up with migrants, right? Illegal aliens, in order to expand the population and either maintain or gain control of more representatives in Congress. It's a power move. So that's one side. The second side is this. If you do lose power, and you may or may not have stolen an election. We don't need to get into that. Some people believe that never happened. Some people believe it did. But there was obviously over the last 4 years a huge attempt to keep Trump out of office. They used every single tool in the tool shed, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Except for they have one last plan, right? Which is to fill the cities and get people upset and light a fuse and try to create division between people. And I think that's what we're seeing now. What you said was a good point, was that the people that worked in the fields, the vineyards in your family were really good, hardworking people. How many of those people do you think would be out in LA right now throwing bricks at cops?
Yeah.
In fact, I would argue the people like that are as far away from that fucking shit as they possibly could get. Now, their kids might be there. Right? The hardworking immigrants that came here had kids, and I believe some of those types of people are the ones that are there. I also think the people that are there are provocateurs hired by George Soros to come here and start this kind of a thing. Because we're talking about it under the lens of, we're coming to round up all of these immigrants and get them out of here. JJ, play what I sent you about Tom Holman. And wait, before you do, why did these riots kick off? What was the reason these riots started? What was the event that started this whole thing? Do you know? Most people don't. They're just sitting here thinking, well, ICE came to raid, the sweet little people selling tamales, and they stood up for them. It's fake news. Play this.
For the Trump administration, Tom Homan. Mr. Homan, thank you for joining us this morning.
This is the initial event that kicked this all off and what they were doing there to begin with.
Wide-scale immigration enforcement in L.A. County in the Fashion District at the Home Depot there. When your appointment was announced, you said that ICE, your agency, would focus on national security threats and public safety threats. Were there public safety threats in the Fashion District and at that Home Depot in these raids we've seen?
Yeah, and that's what no one's talking about. The Fashion District wasn't an immigration raid. It was a service of 3 criminal warrants at locations based on a large criminal conspiracy that ICE is investigating. That has to do with money laundering, tax evasion, and customs fraud, where a company underdeclared over $80 million in goods, failed to pay $17 million in fees, and it's part of an overall conspiracy on numerous businesses that they believe that some of this money is being laundered in Mexico, Colombia, the fund cartel activity. So this was a criminal investigation that they all responded to in the beginning. That's how it all started. But
you can stop it right there.
Facts never got out.
So
even though we put the
that's how many people listening to this knew that. And so what happened? These guys show up to, this place where allegedly they're, this fashion district where they're selling all kinds of merchandise as real and it was fake or whatever they're doing, right? And, not $80 million worth of fraud. And ICE shows up and goes in there, and all of a sudden you have people start locking them into these buildings. People there serving warrants on criminals that are, that are creating, issues. Now all of a sudden you have this event exactly what they're looking for. Because it's a trap for these guys to run into these places and do these kinds of things because they're looking for an excuse to kick this off.
Yeah.
You look at this.
It seems like, even the tensions have been running high around this topic for a long time anyways. So it's almost like, what do they call that? Like the perfect storm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fuse that's been lit.
To fucking
you look at these pictures of this guy on the Mexican flag. Like, you can find different videos. This guy standing on this, right here. If this doesn't look like a freaking movie set to you, just play a picture, play a video, any of those things. Click on that. Yeah. And you watch these videos of this. Let's see if this will be it. And it's literally looks like a movie set. All of these, whammo cars or whatever they are, these self-driving cars, you can turn it down, are out there. They're out there like perfectly placed with black smoke behind them, these funny masks, his shirt off. Look at how many people are taking his picture around him. How come there's nobody there? There's another one. How come they're all in a row, dude? Right? Look at all these bricks. Where do you think these bricks come from? You can go and watch pallets of these bricks getting dropped off in these areas, and you ask yourself, who's paying for that? Who's paying to have pallets of bricks dropped off at these locations? This has always been a part of a plan to erode part of this current administration's situation in order to get us to fight each other. And that's what I wanted to say next, is like, don't take the bait. They're trying to get everybody emotionally riled up, thinking that we're being taken over by Mexico so that the good old boys, the patriots, rise up, run down there, start kicking ass and taking names, and they're gonna vilify you.
I don't think the Patriots are going to be running to LA's aid at any point.
You may not, dude, right? But I mean, that's what I'm saying. We'll see. They could stage a false flag where they put somebody, up in a fucking parking garage and shoot a couple of these people, put a Trump hat on them, and boom, we're in civil war. Like, it's that close.
Yeah.
So people have to chill out. But the other side of that is like, if this is who got into the country and this is how they're behaving, like, is this okay? To me, it's like,
and the other thing we should talk about is the governor's approach to this is what?
yeah,
like, because Trump is sending in the National Guard. He's deploying the Marines, some Marines that are on their way now. And he's like, let's fucking mop this up because fuck this. So this is out of control and crazy, and this is a fucking riot now. It's not a peaceful protest. We're going to fucking stop this because this is nonsense.
And when do they send in the National Guard?
Now.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fucking
out of control.
Yeah.
Because the state and the local sheriffs and police, right, couldn't handle it.
Right.
Or maybe stood down and allowed this to kind of boil over. And so they do send in the National Guard. And then they can go and say, Trump is a bad guy. Trump is a fascist and a Nazi. And it's like, well, why didn't the sheriff's department take care of this? Why didn't LAPD, right? Why don't state troopers? Where is everybody before the National Guard if this was put under control?
Yeah.
Taken under control by local authorities.
Isn't it funny, too? I saw somebody talking about when the January 6th insurrection happened or whatever, and all the people on the left were like blaming, like, why didn't Trump send in the National Guard and blah, blah, blah. And Trump sends in the National Guard to this, and they're like, why is he sending in the National Guard? It's so fucking crazy to me.
And our clown-ass governor is sitting there like, with his hand movements, making everybody feel so awkward just watching him on TV, saying, come and arrest me, tough guy. Like, he's just begging for it. He wants to be arrested so he can be the martyr and be on TV. Look at me. I'm the spokesperson for the plight of the poor man, when actually I'm manipulating them to invoke civil unrest so I can try to continue to hold on to the little bit of power I think I deserve. It's a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just it. And it's just like, there's the obvious things to say. It's like these guys are waving Mexican flags. It's like they're trying to give you a free ride home, dude.
Yeah, what?
If Mexico is so great, why the fuck don't you want to go back?
Right.
Because Mexico is a shithole.
Right. So what?
There's beautiful people in Mexico in some very nice places. But anybody who goes to Mexico on vacation knows the best part of it is coming home.
Well, it's a...
The best part about going to Mexico is getting the fuck out of Mexico, dude.
Okay, but it's also, is it not a third world country?
Yeah. Is it not?
Okay.
Corrupt?
Is it not completely corrupt and ran by the cartels? So
why are people pouring over the border for a better life over here if Mexico is so great? But that's not what this is about.
Right.
That's how we feel. That's what gets boiled up in the blood, right? That's what you want to scream. Go
Right.
back to
That's
Mexico. But you know what I mean? Like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to trigger that emotional. And we gotta just look at this and just be like, dude, is that really what's going on? Or are these pictures? Yeah, put the one next to that. Play the picture next to that one you just picked. Yeah, that guy. Or is this really just trying to get me pissed off?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it is, yeah.
Because do you ever feel like as an American, and especially as a white American, that like part of your culture is getting eroded? Like, and I guess maybe these people would have the same thing to say about theirs, but you know, we're looking at it and we're like, okay, here's Mendocino County with the American flag and then the gay pride flag. And it's like, okay, that's great, but I don't really feel included in that flag. That flag to me feels
Right, but our flag's flown 24/7, 12 years out of or 12 months out of the year, and they fly this one for a month and like let them have.
all
their
right.
little
Fair
party,
enough.
right?
Fair enough. Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just sometimes feels like it's okay to be anything but what I am. And,
Yeah.
you know, having this podcast, people have a lot of things to say about it. And it's just kind of like, you know, I don't know. Just trying to, you know, exist here. And, you know, we all have to remember, like, we are all one. Like, there's not a separation. This is an illusion. And people are trying to drive this to drive civil war. And I really think what we're going to see, because I think this is intentionally done as part of a plan, is you're going to see this now spread from LA to all these other cities and then probably culminate in some type of event that is really, really bad to try and really push this thing over the edge. And hopefully we all just can, you know, chill out.
Get along.
Yeah, and if LA burns, it's like, well, dude, that's like the second time in 3 months here, dude. What's going? Come on, LA, we're rooting for you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
LA's hard to drive around. And I like San Diego, so can we work it out?
We can fly over it though. That's a good. That's the good part about going to San Diego. You can just fly there now.
Yeah, that's true. Thank God for Santa Rosa Airport.
Man, you know what else kind of caught me too is that like, I would say, I'm 41. Maybe the majority of my life, I've wanted to riot against the police. Right? Like
Sure.
we come from a fucking punk rock background of fuck the police and, you know, like screaming at them, and they were the enemy for a very long time. And then something changed, and I'm having a hard time talking with my 16-year-old self about why that change has occurred because a natural fucking part of me wants to fucking rebel, right? Like I always like side with the rebellion, and like we're in movies and you know, all this stuff. And like somewhere along the line it changed, and maybe that's just me growing up and like paying taxes and being an adult and having responsibilities and knowing more about how the world works and more about politics and more about business and more about everything and experiences and all that. But at the same time, like there's a part of me still that's like, fuck authority.
Yeah.
And I think maybe what had changed is this, like, you know, you used to also be fucking peaceful hippies and part of that too, right? It was like the reggae and the punk rock were like combined, and this idea of like, you know, they have a lot in common, those two movements and styles of music, right? And along with that, I probably considered myself more of a Democrat than I did a Republican, right? And like, fuck George Bush and fuck the war and fuck these things. And then somewhere along the line, it shifted. And it's like the Democratic Party that stood for what I stood for back then is now
Wolf in sheep's clothing.
what I want to rebel against.
That's it.
And I find myself with the rebels for, you know, lack of a different box, the Republican side of things, because now I feel like a rebel being a Republican. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or being Republican leaning, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a fucking Republican or anything, but I'm just saying, like, for lack of better terms, right? Like, I want to fucking tote a gun and I want to fucking stand up against people that come in fucking fuck with my world.
Bro, because it's never changed. It's always been, like us versus the establishment. It's not right versus left. It's
and now they're trying to pull the fucking rope-a-dope on us.
It's the people versus the establishment. And that's still what it is. Because standing on the other side, if the cops are the bad guys, Gavin Newsom's all of a sudden the cool guy, pro-choice, like on my side. No way, dude. That guy's a dirtbag sleazeball to the max. And I know it, and I can see it, and I can smell him 20 feet from yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same.
So
Yes.
so if I have to pick between these, choices, which I think is an issue to begin with,
Right.
but it's like, oh, Trump or Gavin Newsom. And if you're on the side of like, well, I think if people were, ripping off people's branding and selling it underneath them and making a bunch of money, right? And ICE came in to bust the people that were doing it, and to your point, because we're a sanctuary city, right, or state, when illegal immigrants get arrested, they don't get turned over in jail to ICE. That's against California law, right?
You have to have due process, right? Or whatever.
So they release them back into the community.
Right.
And then ICE has to go into the community and find them. Well, when ICE finds them, right, the criminal one, who do you think he's hanging out with? Some of the good ones that you were talking about,
Right.
lower on the pole, and they all get swept up and thrown out. And then that gets politicized by dirtbags like Governor Newsom.
Governor.
You know what I mean? The governor. And they go, look at what a terrible thing they're doing. It's like, well, if you would have just turned over the dirtbag when you had him arrested, ICE wouldn't be in the barrio taking all the good dudes too.
Right.
So where's your responsibility for that?
And
instead, you pimp that in order to make them look bad to move your political agenda. And that's just like
disgusting.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So what do we hope happens here? so we're recording this on Monday, right? So a lot can happen between Monday and when this gets
So we pray that
released
this
on Thursday.
that this calms down and it doesn't spread. That there isn't any provocateurs or provocation. Is that a word? Provocation?
Provocation.
Thank you. Where this escalates. And it's hard to tell whether it's actually going to be the person who does it or if, it's easy to make it look like somebody did it.
So what happens in the next 24 hours when the Marines and the National Guard get there?
What happens?
Yeah.
We just have to hope, in my opinion.
Because now it seems like there's a fight between Newsom and Trump coming. Because Trump's sending all these people, and Newsom's saying, what the fuck are you doing?
That's the civil war they're trying to start.
Right?
Don't pick a side. Don't get involved. Don't let them fool ya. Oh, no. Dude, that's what they're trying to do. And look, we're both passionate about it. But the reality of it is we can't point our finger at each other and be like, you're the problem. Right? Because they are the problem. They want us to fight with each other so they can maintain control of us.
Yeah.
And that's it. Trump isn't the good guy, and Newsom definitely isn't the good guy.
Right.
Those are people with a political agenda that are using these type of things to get people to fight against each other. Because as long as we're fighting against each other, we have no power to fight the establishment. Mm-hmm. That's it. So, I just pray that people just chill out and it, calms down a little bit. And we don't sit there and start to scream, go back to Mexico and all these crazy things. But we also don't want California to turn into Mexico. It's like, you hear the thing like, you're from the South, right? You hear about the people all leaving California and they go to these places and then these places start to turn like California.
Yeah, like Austin.
Like Austin and parts of Tennessee, right? And it's like, mini California. Well, like, we got a neighbor to the south, and California's kind of doing the same thing. Like, it's like starting to turn into Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to live in Mexico. It's beautiful in some places, but it's corrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
And they can't find a way to run it well enough to take care of their people. So who would want to live in a place where they can't take care of themselves? And so they want to come here and then point the finger at us. You know? They'll say California used to be Mexico or whatever the fuck, they got to say.
Yeah.
It's like, well, look at California, look at Mexico and say, which place would you rather live?
How about the people that say, or the
Who
saying
did it better?
that says nobody's illegal on stolen land?
Yeah, but the world is filled with history of people going back and forth and fighting. Right? I mean,
Yeah, but doesn't that mean that like this is native land and that we stole it to begin with?
yeah, potentially, sure. Who do we steal it from?
But-
The Mexicans? Did they not steal it from the natives? Right? From the First Nation people? Did the Spanish not come over?
And
Did African tribes not war with each other and take over their shit? Do Indian tribes not fight each other?
Isn't there a game called Risk?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the whole history of humanity has been people taking over other people's land.
Right.
And I'm not justifying that,
Right.
but
It's kind of the way of human nature.
what do you think the Aztecs did to other tribes?
Yeah.
What happened to the Incas?
How about the Roman Empire and all that?
Right. Or the Mongolians, right? The Ottoman Empire, like Persia. Come on, dude. It's throughout history.
Yeah.
So it's just and it just kind of comes down to like, well, we're here now.
Yeah.
I was born here, When we talked about Ukiah, we had some that last clip that went fairly viral. It got like 50,000 views just talking about like the 90s in Ukiah.
Yeah.
People were like, was one woman, it was like, and a lot of people were like, how dare you talk about Ukiah taking all the resources from the rest of the county? And these were people from Covelo. And I was like, well, you want to come on and talk about it? But they had a lot to say about how Ukiah is taking all the resources in these other places, like Covelo, or like, and it's like interesting. And then they're like, another woman was like, well, you don't have any right to say any of this because you're just an occupier of the land. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. I was fucking born, about half a mile from here, Ukiah Valley Medical Center, on my birth certificate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Where were you born?
And did they want to come on and have a civilized conversation about it?
One of them did. The lady who said I was an occupier didn't, but I got another guy's number. And when we have some room for some guests, we might have to start doing more than one episode a week to get all these people on.
Yeah. And now we have a phone number, folks.
Use it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I dare you.
You should use it, dude.
Go ahead,
You should really just use that.
Call me
phone
and tell me
number.
what you think about what I just said. Okay? I'm open to hearing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I just think like let's not get all riled up. Let's hope this doesn't escalate because there's definitely
that's what I'm
people-
saying though. Like the National Guard's coming and so are the Marines, and they're coming to fucking stop this nonsense.
We'll see.
And what do you mean we'll see? They're deployed. They're like they
Yeah.
should be here by now. Like
Can you check? Are they here?
yeah, can you check?
Yeah.
Dongle? We'll see what's going on live right now.
Live.
So like what I just mean in terms of like what's Newsom's move
They're trying
when they get here.
They're trying to provoke into martial law so they can call him a dictator and kick off civil war so that they can stay and create power for themselves because they don't have any right now because they lost the election badly.
But my question is, what's Newsom's move, or what does he do when all these troops get here? I guess nothing. They don't report to him. They just go and do their job, right?
Well, that's what he's saying is like, why Trump, avoided the Constitution was that
Because you're a fucking asshole idiot is why. That's why. Because you're a fucking idiot that doesn't know how to do shit about fuck. And we're gonna send Big Boy in, and he's gonna handle your bullshit because you can't fucking handle it yourself.
there you
Fuck
go.
that guy, dude.
I don't disagree. We're living under the rule of Gavin and it isn't getting.
I wish you would have got in to talk to him when he was here doing his little fucking song and dance at Lake Mendocino
Oh,
when it
that
was all
would-
dry that one time.
That would have been good. That's the kind of stuff.
God, I
though,
wish that you would have been there.
I missed it. I heard about it too late. I showed up and they were packing up. I watched Gavin Newsom's SUV drive off.
Why didn't you
Oh,
throw
here you
bricks
go.
at it, dude?
Governor Newsom suing President Trump and Department of Defense for illegal takeover of the Cal Guard unit. Ooh. Yeah.
You're gonna sue him.
Can you make that a little bit bigger?
Oh, fuck that. Whatever.
What you need to know: Los Angeles, following President Trump's call to arrest Governor Newsom, the governor and Attorney General Rob Bonta today are filing a lawsuit against the Trump administration to end the illegal and unnecessary takeover of a Cal Guard unit. Yeah, but when you
And now they're saying that doing this is provoking and what does it say? Escalated chaos and violence. It didn't the chaos and violence start first, and that's why this response is happening?
Yeah, because he actually tried to do something about it. That's escalating it.
If you take away more of the police, is that going to solve the problem?
If your kid's running around a party causing trouble and the parent goes and disciplines the child and the child throws a fit, is that escalating the situation? Should you just let him run around and steal candy and be a little bastard?
But this is the fucking woke world that is hopefully coming to an end here. Is this fucking nonsense of let's just
but they're using
just let everybody do what they do. It's okay. They're humans and they have emotions and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the other double standard. How can you say I'm suing Trump for breaking the law when it's against the law to let people who didn't go through the right way of becoming a citizen or getting a green card or a visa to be here? You're already endorsing criminality. How can you say that that's the bad crime, but my crime's the good crime because it's for the people who came for a better life? Oh, yeah? Well, why are they throwing bricks at cops and then waving, burning cars? Like, that's the better life that we all have here in California now? Are these encampments the better life that we all hoped for, Newsom? Is the cost of living $900,000 for a house in California as the average? Is that the better life that you promised us? $8 a gallon, shutting down all the power plants, shutting down all of the,
Forcing mass migration from California for all these businesses that are like, fuck this, I'm out.
dude, paying so many taxes it barely makes sense to the point where we feel like masochists for even staying here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I wasn't just a stubborn, these colors don't run, this is where I was born and this is my home kind of guy, I'd be gone.
Swear to God, I would.
I'll just leave you all here to start speaking Spanish. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude.
If this
love
guy
California.
tricks us 13 or 14 more times,
Yeah,
we're
bro.
fucking totally out of
If
here,
you
dude.
pee on my back and tell me it's raining like 8 or 9 more times, I might just move.
When I turn 18, I'm totally out of here,
You
dude.
guys keep ripping on
This
me,
is
dude.
bullshit. Yeah, what a fool, dude. That guy's a fucking fool.
Yeah, it's just like,
No me gusta. El señor.
I just don't like any of it,
Nusco.
but I don't know. As humans, we're going through the experience of major change right now. We
Yeah,
just
at least
gotta-
it's interesting.
Yeah, we just got to ride it
It's not
out.
boring. That's cool.
That's true. It's anything but boring, dude.
Shit is nuts, dude.
Yeah. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They're burning everything.
They're burning everybody up in
It's
here.
like if the wildfires don't get it, the
the
pissed
LA
off
riots will.
LA Mexican guys will. They'll finish you off, dude. We didn't burn it all. Okay, get the bricks. Let's burn it. I'm reloading.
Oh, jeez.
Wonder how many friends I'm gonna make from this podcast.
Oh, probably lots.
I love you guys.
Come on, dude. But are we totally off the mark here?
Call in 707.
Yeah. What is it?
234-69
No.
89. 707-234-8926.
How the fuck did you memorize that already?
Because I'm smarter than I look, bro. And it's on the screen right there. Hey,
Oh, you fuckhole.
I had all of the numbers but the last two.
All right. Well, are we fucking really like off the mark? Because this makes a lot of sense what we're saying to me.
What we're saying to me, what I'm saying to myself through this microphone.
I says myself, I says self. That makes a lot of goddamn
I
sense.
say self, you're pretty smart.
Yeah, you a smart feller.
Yeah.
A fart smeller.
You're a smart speller, dude.
You're a fart smeller.
Well, a fart fellow, he felt smart. Two smart fellows, they smelt fart.
Yeah, but like, are we the only ones that fucking?
I don't think
like,
so.
This like doesn't make any logical sense.
I don't think we're alone in this, and I think that's
Is logic no longer a thing anymore?
You're right about that, though. It's logic.
Right.
It's simple common sense, not emotion.
Right.
It's not being manipulated. It's not ISIS rounding up, the little tamale mama. It's they were serving a search warrant on criminal, issues where people were, frauding millions of dollars, and they got locked in. And you can't just lock cops in a building, especially federal ones. That's a big deal.
I mean, I've wanted to before.
Sure. I'm not a huge fan of cops either.
That'd be
You know
great
what I
to
mean?
lock them in a building sometime.
I'm a fan of
But if I got arrested for it, I wouldn't be like, what the fuck? Why are you arresting me? I'd be like, I locked the cop in the building. I got caught. Fuck. Gotta go back to fucking Italy. Damn it.
Yeah. Send you
What
back.
the
See, that's the thing, though. You're an occupier here in California.
Yeah.
Right? Because this was Mexico first. But if we send your ass back to Italy, they're going to look at you and be like, nah, dude.
No.
You okay? No. No, grazie.
Arrivederci, white boy.
Arrivederci, Pellini.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're gone, dude.
Yeah.
So where do we go?
I don't know,
That's
dude.
my whole point, dude. White people ain't got no place to live. We're not, it's just rough. We'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Well, it's because we've had it good for a really long time, Drew. And now the times are turning. It's other people's turns.
Are turning.
Okay.
Yeah. Time for them to treat us like we've treated them.
Right.
That makes sense.
Terribly.
Yeah, because an eye for an eye. What else? How long we been going, dude? We've been going a while. I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
What do you want us to talk about, JJ?
Anything else?
Throw us a topic.
He's
bud.
ready to go home and have tacos, dude.
Yeah. You don't eat tacos,
Getting
dude.
late. What's your favorite food?
Fried chicken.
Out here?
What do you mean out here? No, in a car with a mouse. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like. Yeah, out here. What's your favorite food out here?
I like Ellie's.
Ellie's. Oh God.
Smellies.
Smellies.
Oh, damn it. No.
Don't
we
get me
can't.
started.
We
All
can't.
right. I'm not allowed to talk about Ellie's.
No.
Hi, we love it. Okay. What's your, especially the rotten avocados for $25? Okay, I can't help it.
Stop
All right,
it,
I'm sorry.
dude.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
What's your favorite food in
And
general?
the bugs
though?
in my salad. Stop.
If you were on death row, right, and they came to you and they were like, JJ, it's your last meal before we, send you to meet your maker. What are you ordering?
Katsu chicken
Katsu
Yeah.
chicken? Yeah.
from Oko time? That's like,
Whoa, Katsu chicken from Oko time.
Well-
It's kind of a healthy choice.
What would-
Is that fried?
it's fried chicken.
Oh, yeah. That's like a Hawaiian barbecue type of deal. Oh, you strike me as a Hawaiian barbecue kind of guy. You like the macaroni salad?
I do.
Yeah, called it.
What's yours? What's your last meal?
Chicken strips and a hot fudge sundae, dude. Maybe a slice of cheese pizza.
Are you fucking 12, dude? What the fuck are you talking about,
That's what
dude?
my wife said. She thinks I have
What?
a palate of a 12-year-old.
I've been told, too, that I have a palate of a seventh grader.
My favorite. I like chicken strips, dude. They're delicious.
That's your last meal?
I could eat chicken strips 3 times a day if that wouldn't kill me. Like when I was a kid, I used to wish that my vegetables tasted like chicken strips. Like, why couldn't it be that chicken strips tasted like broccoli and I didn't like those?